Hello, adrenaline seekers. Witness Atlanta police rescue 3 children after a high-stakes pursuit. A murder suspect launch a desperate attack on a K-9 officer. And Florida troopers execute a textbook Piet maneuver on a Dodge Charger flying at over 110 miles per hour. Real danger, real heroes. All captured on Dashcam. Buckle up for the ride.
Give me your hands! Open the door! Open the door!
While patrolling Interstate 540, Trooper Rome received an alert about a silver Chevrolet Malibu speeding northbound at a dangerous 105 miles per hour. Without hesitation, Trooper Rome positioned himself near the Rogers Avenue on-ramp, ready to intercept the reckless driver before things got out of control. The Chevrolet Malibu attempted to flee through the old Greenwood overpass area, where the driver weaved dangerously and came close to colliding with a nearby FedEx truck and a pickup. At that moment, Officer Rome activated his emergency lights and siren, but the driver refused to stop and accelerated to nearly 120 miles per hour. As the chase approached mile marker 6 northbound, an officer executed a precise TVI, causing the Chevrolet Malibu to lose control and veer off the roadway before coming to a stop in the median.
Give me your hands! Open the door! Open the door! Right before the 5. Step out! Step out! Step out! Race away from me! Race away from me! Get down! Get
Inside the vehicle, officers found 1 pound of marijuana, $2,108 in cash, and multiple packets containing a white powdery substance suspected to be narcotics.
Stand up.
I can't believe you just...
Why would you not stop? You're at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, oh my
Driving
God.
recklessly, you're going to kill people.
No, that's
Yes, you are.
The suspect was quickly taken into custody and later identified as Jennifer Hampton Higgins, who was subsequently transported to the Sebastian County Detention.
May 17th, 2025, Sharonville, Ohio. Just after 5:30 p.m., what began as a traffic stop over a fake license plate turned violent when 54-year-old Alicia Bryant suddenly rammed a police cruiser and fled the scene. Ignoring repeated commands to stop, she triggered a dangerous high-speed pursuit, and officers had no choice but to respond with full force.
Stop. Stop. Stop the window and stop the car. You are being stopped. Stop the car. Okay, well, you gotta wait for it. Turn the car off. Turn the car off. Stop moving. Move. Looks like they're gonna be going northbound on Canal towards Chester. Don't have a seat. We're going to be headed eastbound on the Kimber. Up here by Enterprise.
The pursuit intensified through residential streets and commercial parking lots as the suspect tore down Canal, Kimberly, and Enterprise at speeds hitting 103 miles per hour. She repeatedly drove into oncoming traffic, turning each turn into a potential disaster.
Alright, I'm coming up on ready.
Yep, continuing, we're back in the parking lot of Qtol Products, KULTOL. Continuing, we're going to be getting back onto Enterprise. Yeah, back on a partnership from Qtol right now. Just ran off the road.
After circling through industrial areas, the suspect nearly struck an officer head-on. Undeterred, she broke through a police barricade and veered onto I-275, escalating the chase onto the interstate and raising the stakes for everyone involved.
Entered into Q-Tall, back that way.
Doubling back onto familiar roads, the suspect blew past a police barrier as if it didn't exist. With air support overhead and multiple agencies closing in, officers deployed spike strips near exit 526 on I-275. Her front left tire shredded, sparks flew, chaos intensified. What desperation fuels a choice like this, and at what cost?
I got the driver.
After a 10-mile chase, Bryant was tackled and arrested on the highway, 15 minutes after it all began. She now faces charges including fleeing, assaulting an officer, and drug possession, with bonds totaling over $300,000. Gabbard was also detained on probation violations. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, though I-275 was briefly shut down.
January 13, 2025. A wanted felon with multiple warrants was spotted driving a black Mercedes SUV eastbound on Sunrise Boulevard. Florida Highway Patrol troopers moved in to stop the vehicle, but instead of surrendering, the suspect hit the gas. What followed was a reckless, high-speed pursuit through Miami-Dade and Broward, showing utter disregard for public safety.
That's BSO as well. 95 South. Now it went northbound.
Despite heavy traffic on Sunrise Boulevard, the suspect sped through recklessly in an SUV. With lives at risk, officers stayed in pursuit, determined to end the threat before it spiraled further out of control.
Looks like it's gonna go eastbound. Let me talk. Looks like it might go eastbound on Sunrise. I'm right behind them. You're behind it? Number one lane, eastbound on Sunrise?
I don't see him yet. No, wait for us. I'm passing him. Just let them know that I'm waiting on you guys to catch up. Try out, guys. I'm ready.
Follow him.
I'm right there. Oh, I see the car. Hey.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Wait on that one.
A pit maneuver was attempted, but failed. As the SUV spun clockwise, the driver bailed out mid-spin, and the front passenger quickly slid behind the wheel. In a stunning switch, the vehicle regained control, reversed course, and sped westbound on Sunrise Boulevard.
1119 for 1031.
As the SUV raced westbound on Sunrise Boulevard, in the inside lane nearing I-95, a second PIT maneuver was executed with perfect precision.
Be careful, be careful!
The vehicle spun out, flipped, and came to a stop in the grassy median. After a reckless run and total disregard for commands, the suspects were finally stopped. The suspect was identified as Dorshawn Tate. He was taken into custody and is currently being held on federal orders for violating probation related to dangerous drugs. He now faces 4 serious charges, including aggravated fleeing with injury and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. His arrest marks a breaking point in a life already bound by legal restraints.
Jail. October 7th, 2022, Clayton County, Georgia. At 10:43 a.m., a white Dodge Charger tied to a homicide investigation is spotted near Riverdale Road. It had been reported stolen just 1 day earlier. Officers move in fast. The suspect slows down, then stops. But what happens next turns a routine stop into a high-alert moment that no one saw coming. Officer Camerad stepped out with his department-issued Glock 45 as I gave commands over the loudspeaker. The driver lowered the window and stuck his hands out, but refused to exit the vehicle. Moments later, he reached back inside, threw the Dodge into gear, and sped off, igniting the chase. With lights flashing and sirens blaring, officers chased the Dodge as the suspect pushed the car to dangerous speeds, weaving through traffic, ignoring laws, and putting everyone at risk. A suspected murderer with no regard for life or law. The situation was spiraling fast. With no units ahead and spike strips deemed too risky, something had to give before it was too late. Suspecting a violent felon behind the wheel, officers held off on boxing in the vehicle. It was just too dangerous. But when the reckless driver, wanted for murder, refused to stop, a PIT maneuver became inevitable. After 2 attempts, the Dodge spun out. K9 Figo was deployed as the suspect tried once more to flee. What does it say about someone who risks everything, even after being cornered? Officers held position, waiting for backup and a ballistic shield. Sergeant Calvert arrived and gave commands over the PA, urging the suspect to exit peacefully with hands raised. When deputies from Clayton County arrived, they shattered the passenger window. Despite repeated warnings, the suspect refused to comply, prompting Officer Camerad to deploy K9 Figo into the Dodge. Officers couldn't see inside the Dodge, but they heard chilling words. "He has a gun. He'll shoot the dog." Then, gunfire erupted from the vehicle. Deputies returned fire. Moments later, a ceasefire was called. K9 Figo was injured. The suspect, critically wounded. How close did this come to becoming deadly for everyone involved? The confrontation ended in a volley of gunfire after deputies reported the suspect threatened to shoot a police K9. Officers from Clayton County returned fire before a ceasefire was called. The suspect was transported in critical condition, while K9 Figo was taken to a nearby veterinary hospital. The incident highlights the extreme risks officers and their K9 partners face in the line of duty.
May 7th, 2024. Just after 1:15 p.m., flock cameras alerted Whitehall police to a stolen vehicle linked to an armed robbery. A pursuit began, racing through city streets as Columbus officers took over. 2 suspects fled in a stolen vehicle, then abandoned it and hijacked another.
Back eastbound on Warren, eastbound
During the chase, the Hyundai's driver rammed a patrol car head-on near Climb and Riverbend roads. 3 more cruisers were damaged. The stolen Kia later hit over 100 miles per hour before officers finally stopped the chaos. Throughout the pursuit, officers repeatedly attempted to stop the suspect, using spike strips and ramming maneuvers to disable the vehicle. Despite their efforts to end the chase and prevent further damage, each tactic failed. The suspect pressed on, showing no signs of slowing, as tension continued to mount. Near Cooper Stadium, officers executed 2 consecutive PIT maneuvers, successfully forcing the Hyundai into a roadside tree. Wasting no time, both dangerous suspects were immediately taken into custody. The threat was neutralized. Both teens were taken into custody. One hospitalized, the other held at a juvenile facility. The 14-year-old has prior offenses including stolen property possession and failure to comply. With a carjacking under investigation, their futures now hang in the balance before the juvenile court. June 19, 2024. While monitoring traffic on westbound Interstate 4, officers spotted a light blue Toyota Corolla speeding at over 100 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour zone. As they moved in to intercept, the suspect weaved recklessly through traffic, dangerously overtaking vehicles at high speeds. When officers activated their lights and sirens, instead of stopping, the driver hit the gas, setting off a high-stakes pursuit. The pursuit continued onto the northbound entrance of Interstate 275. The suspect accelerated in an attempt to escape onto the highway. Near mile marker 45, with a clear stretch of road, officers executed a pit maneuver, causing the vehicle to spin out and crash onto the shoulder. At the same moment, a passenger was seen throwing a packet suspected to contain narcotics out of the car. However, after regaining control, the suspect accelerated again, making the chase even more dangerous. The pursuit continued to exit 46B of Interstate 275, where the suspect turned east onto SR 574. At that point, the vehicle began to lose traction, and a second pit maneuver was executed, bringing the high-speed chase to a dramatic end. The driver and 2 passengers were quickly taken into custody without further resistance. The driver was identified as Jeremy Alfonso Russell, who was found carrying a bag of Molly. Inside the vehicle, officers discovered crazy glue, several hardened pieces of cocaine, and a digital scale. The front seat passenger, identified as Jameshia Daniel Parks, was also found with multiple bags containing controlled substances. Both individuals were transported to the Hillsborough County Jail for detention. August 9th, 2024. At 3:21 p.m., a state trooper was patrolling southbound near Republic Drive when they spotted a silver four-door Volkswagen driving recklessly. The vehicle was weaving through lanes, tailgating other drivers, and making unsafe passes without signaling. What began as a standard highway patrol quickly escalated into a dangerous encounter on one of Florida's busiest roadways, putting lives at risk with every erratic move. Moments later, he fled down Frontage Road, re-entered US 19, and sped southbound, weaving recklessly and sideswiping an SUV. The suspect exited onto Frontage Road near Sunset Point Road, braking hard to run a red light. Seizing the moment, police performed a pit maneuver, causing the suspect to lose control and lightly strike a gray SUV. The collision left only a small dent, and the pursuit was nearly over. Seizing the opportunity, officers executed a final pit, forcing the suspect's vehicle onto the shoulder and pinning it in place. Had the pursuit truly come to an end?
Stop! Hey, stop! Throw your hands up! Hands up! Hands up!
The suspect refused to surrender. Grabbing a backpack and his phone, he dove out the window and made a run for it. But nearby, civilians stepped in, helping officers close in. Seconds later, he was tackled and taken down. At last, the suspect was fully subdued, and the chase was truly over. The suspect was taken into custody after a chaotic foot pursuit. Inside his backpack, officers discovered marijuana, suspected cocaine, and methamphetamine. He now faces multiple charges, including drug trafficking, fleeing law enforcement, reckless driving, and simple assault. With this long list of charges, he could be facing years behind bars. November 29, 2015. Responding to a noise complaint, police officers approached a vehicle blaring loud music. What started as a routine check took a violent turn when the suspect, 25-year-old Lance Carr, suddenly attacked the officer attempting to inspect the vehicle. What happened next would become a memory the officer would never forget.
Let's go. Let's go. They're 500 units calling me.
Caught off guard, the officer initially found himself at a disadvantage. However, he fought back with determination while calling for backup. During the struggle, the suspect attempted to overpower the officer by pinning him to the ground, further escalating the dangerous encounter.
Emergency transit, $3 for a car.
During the struggle, the suspect attempted to grab the officer's firearm. However, the officer maintained control of the weapon at all times. Although a gunshot was fired during the scuffle, the round went into the air and did not hit anyone. After nearly 3 minutes of struggling, additional officers arrived and assisted in subduing the suspect. Lance Carr was later convicted of first-degree assault and sentenced to 10 years in prison for violently assaulting a law enforcement officer with deadly force. Officer Hyman eventually returned to duty without any lasting effects from the incident.
December 20th, 2023, Atlanta, Georgia. A man with over 37 prior arrests opens fire at a gas station, then speeds off in a gray SUV, 3 children in the back seat. At 12:15 p.m., police spot him near Jonesboro Road Southeast. What starts as a routine alert explodes into a heart-pounding pursuit. The danger? Unimaginable. And the footage? You'll have to see it to believe it. After dropping off a passenger, the suspect suddenly sped away in a panic. Officers later revealed her 3 young children, ages 8, 7, and 4, were still inside the car. She just started screaming and yelling, said Officer Griffey, as the situation took a terrifying turn. The driver led officers on a wild ride through Atlanta, into Forest Park, then back into Atlanta, racing through city streets at dangerously high speeds. The suspect drove with extreme recklessness, police said, pushing the limits at every turn.
Give it out there now. We need to have it body.
At 2000 Lakewood Avenue, the male suspect suddenly swerved across a patrol car, clipping its front end and unintentionally performing a pit maneuver on himself. His SUV slammed into a utility pole, snapping it to pieces and crashing onto a roadside lawn. What drives a man to such reckless self-destruction in the face of overwhelming law enforcement? Officers were shocked to discover 3 children inside the wrecked SUV. All were immediately transported to a safe location for medical evaluation, as they showed signs of pain and distress. How does a chase turn into a tragedy that endangers the most vulnerable? William Burris, a convicted felon with a staggering 37 prior arrests, was taken into custody after the pursuit. A firearm was recovered from the passenger side of his vehicle. He now faces charges including fleeing, driving with a suspended license, drug and firearm possession, 3 counts of kidnapping, and aggravated assault. Initially treated at Grady Detention Center, Burris was later transferred to Fulton County Jail.
Hold on. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
January 13th, 2025. At 8:51 a.m., Trooper Lasso Silva had just wrapped up a routine traffic stop when 2 motorcyclists pulled up behind his cruiser with an unusual warning. A gray SUV had been following them from Alpharetta. Moments later, that SUV appeared. After briefly speaking with the trooper, the driver suddenly ran back to her vehicle and sped off after the motorcycles. And just like that, the pursuit was on.
1702 George Edward, Kentucky. 1702 George Edward. Hey! Just pulled off from me, that's all.
On the highway, she mimicked every swerve of the motorcycle, weaving across lanes at high speed and endangering everyone around her. Near mile marker 215, she faked a stop, then hit the gas again, recklessly tailing the bike as officers stayed locked in pursuit. Just past mile marker 213, Higgins came to a stop and stepped out. Trooper Silva drew his firearm and gave commands. She initially complied, lying on the ground.
Stop right now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Lay flat on your chest. Lay flat on your chest. Your stomach. Do it now.
But as another patrol unit arrived for backup, she suddenly bolted back toward the vehicle.
Get on the ground. Don't put it in front of you. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Silva reacted quickly, raising his baton to smash the window. Facing overwhelming force and nowhere left to run, Higgins surrendered. The pursuit ended with her in custody. During the vehicle search, officers found marijuana residue, a grinder, several prescription pills, and a vial containing suspected cocaine, turning a reckless pursuit into a potential drug investigation. Higgins was booked into the county jail after a chaotic arrest marked by screaming, erratic behavior, and signs of impairment. Though too unstable for sobriety tests, she now faces multiple charges, including fleeing police, reckless driving, and carrying an open container, leaving behind a trail of danger, confusion, and legal fallout. March 14, 2024. A high-speed pursuit erupted across Southern California's freeways in a dangerously intense chase. A man, wanted for grand theft auto, fled from law enforcement, forcing California officers to lock down multiple highways in a desperate bid to stop the suspect. The chaotic pursuit turned rush hour into a scene of total gridlock and tension. The pursuit began around 8:45 p.m. heading northbound, with the suspect traveling at speeds of 100 miles per hour. He weaved dangerously between lanes, posing a serious risk to other drivers. As the chase approached a construction zone, the suspect momentarily slowed down. At that moment, a construction worker threw a traffic cone toward the suspect's vehicle in an attempt to disrupt his path. The suspect led officers through heavy traffic on northbound Highway 405 and Highway 101. He continued weaving dangerously between vehicles before colliding with two cars and eventually crashing into a concrete barrier. The suspect's vehicle sustained significant damage. The hood was torn off, and the airbags deployed on impact. Officers quickly surrounded the suspect, who remained inside the vehicle. He was taken into custody and transported to the county jail, where he now faces numerous felony charges. The incident caused significant traffic congestion on Highway 405, with delays lasting several hours before normal flow was restored.
April 29th, 2024, Florida. At 11:20 a.m., a black Dodge Charger blasts down I-275 at over 110 miles per hour, nearly twice the speed limit. Weaving through traffic like a missile, the driver shows zero regard for human life. Inside, 3 passengers. When officers move in, he hits the gas. Sirens scream. The chase is on, and it's only getting faster. The black Dodge Charger tore northbound on I-275 at speeds exceeding 130 miles per hour. The suspect weaved across traffic, performed dangerous evasive maneuvers, and used the far left lane to overtake every vehicle, turning the freeway into a high-speed gauntlet. The suspect was clocked at over 147 miles per hour, outrunning even the patrol unit already moving at that speed. After exiting at mile marker 40B, they turned south onto S. Lois Avenue, blasted through a solid red light at SR 60, and continued barreling down city streets with no signs of stopping. With traffic blocking both lanes, the suspect tried squeezing between a box truck and an oncoming car, striking both. Swerving wildly, he nearly lost control, but recovered. That's when the trooper initiated a pit. The maneuver spun the vehicle around, ending the chase. How many lives were spared by seconds of precision?
Get out the car! Get out the car! Back there right there? Get out the fucking car. Get on the ground or you're gonna get tased. Get on the ground, you're gonna get...
The suspect, identified as Tavion Lajuan Robinson, was found hiding in a trash bin on Henderson Boulevard after fleeing on foot. He was taken into custody and returned to the scene. Robinson now faces charges including fleeing and eluding, battery, and obstruction. This case highlights how desperation can turn a traffic stop into a neighborhood-wide manhunt.
You know her number? Yes, sir.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging.
I'll try again in a couple minutes, all right?
Can you try another number, my sister?
359.
Hello? Hey, babe. Yeah, I'm in the back of a police car, babe. We had got pulled over. We had got pulled over and stuff. I wasn't driving though, so I told you. Yeah.
Hang on, Nottingham. Hang on.
Hello. Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Who you was with?
Hey, not a mom, but you know, tell Tater, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
Oh, that's what car it is?
Yes, bro.
Oh my God. Is everybody safe for this? Are you hurt or anything?
My whole body hurt, bro. I can't even think straight, bro. I'm just trying to think, bro. I'm just trying to think right now, bro. I know my PO grow, because you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. I put the letters out. No, but can you try to call him for me right now? I'm on. Let him know that his phone is not in service. It's used this phone and his car, bro. Can you call my PO?
In the back of a police car, clearly high and calling his own mother bro, the suspect made a phone call that was as chaotic as the chase itself. For many, that level of disrespect and self-destruction would be the final straw. It's a sobering reminder. Respect starts at home, and accountability is the first step toward a better society. Thank you for watching these high-stakes chases. From rescuing children after dangerous pursuits, K9s taking down murder suspects, to 110 miles per hour PT maneuvers, and suspects crashing into officers. These moments remind us, running from the law only leads to harsher consequences. Whether it's a pit at highway speed or a K9 at your heels, you will be stopped. Respect the law, think of your future, and don't turn a bad decision into a life-altering mistake.
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!
January 28, 2024. Deputies responded to a burglary in progress after a homeowner reported a man had broken in and stolen her daughter's belongings. When Deputy Schneider arrived, the victim pointed out the suspect's vehicle. Body cam footage captures the moment Schneider initiates the pursuit. Let's see what happens next.
Ma'am, open your door! You see that side? That end. Come out of the vehicle.
Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now! Get out of the car! Do it now!
Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong?
Seatbelt open.
Did I do something wrong? Did I do something
Step
wrong?
out,
This is
ma'am.
my car.
Step out.
This is
Step
my
out.
car. Did I do something wrong?
Put your hands behind your
Did
back.
I do something wrong? This is my car. This is my car.
Didn't say it wasn't. You got anything on you?
No, I don't have nothing.
You were in somebody's house. You don't belong in his house for you.
That was my house. This is our home. What car you want me in?
With nowhere left to run, the suspect turned onto a dead end and stopped. The stolen car was confirmed, but she wasn't giving up. The 18-year-old locked herself in, forcing deputies to smash the passenger window and breach the door.
You tried to kill me.
I knocked the glass out to reach into the
No, you tried to kill me. You're trying to kill me. That's what you're trying to do. You shot me in my face, dude. You just shot me in my face. Go ahead, stop me out there. Do what you want to do.
Let's get her in the car.
Yep, get in the car. Yep, take it.
I got home.
You took that. You took that. And you took that. 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 But you're not taking it. You're not taking it.
Look away from me. You want to get pulled out to the other side?
You're not taking that. Nope. Yep, I'm taking this. I'm taking it right now. Nope. Yeah, grab something. Grab something. Grab something. Grab something. Grab something. I'm gonna grab something. I'm gonna grab something. Then shoot me again. Shoot me again. Shoot me again.
That's right.
Shoot me again.
Go there.
Shoot me again. Once you give me that bullet,
Grab the hobble. Grab the hobble. Get the hobble.
yeah. You just shot me.
County 342. Come on, drive step.
She was pulled from the vehicle and quickly became aggressive, yelling accusations at the officers and refusing to cooperate. Even after being tased, she continued to resist, kicking at the patrol car's window. Number 36. At the jail, the suspect still refused to exit the patrol car. Detention officers were forced to physically remove her, bringing the chaos from the streets right up to the sally port. She was charged with multiple felonies, including burglary and property damage. Though the evidence proved each count beyond a reasonable doubt, the court ruled her not guilty by reason of insanity. She now remains in custody at a secure mental health facility.
I'm a man, I'm going to jail.
July 12, 2023, a sheriff's deputy was engaged in a high-speed pursuit of a gray Tesla. The vehicle raced down the roadway at an extremely high speed, triggering an intense and dangerous chase through the county. While traveling at over 100 miles per hour, the suspect struck spike strips deployed by officers near the Ingram Street overpass. Despite the danger, police avoided the spikes and quickly closed the gap near mile marker 280, determined to end the high-speed threat before it led to serious consequences. At mile marker 282, police executed a successful third TVI, spinning the suspect's vehicle toward the concrete median. But instead of surrendering, the suspect floored it, deliberately ramming a patrol unit before fleeing again. The pursuit intensified as the suspect continued to ignore all commands. Moments later, Trooper Hess delivered a forceful intervention from the left, bringing the vehicle to a final stop. After a reckless and violent run, the suspect was taken into custody. Williams, the driver, was taken into custody and now faces multiple charges. August 25th, 2023, a stolen semi-truck from a business in Monroe County set off an intense manhunt, forcing Wisconsin State Patrol to mobilize nearly their entire force, including an armored vehicle, in a desperate effort to stop the reckless suspect. What unfolded next was a showdown like no other, pushing officers to their limits.
Multiple tires on the split. That far.
The initial investigation revealed that 47-year-old Michael Stephen Jones became enraged after being terminated from his job, leading him to steal the semi-truck. However, at the time of the theft, a woman was still inside the vehicle, trapped while trying to retrieve her belongings. During the pursuit, she made multiple 911 calls, pleading for help.
He is not and he's in the left lane, going on around. We got a good buffer going between the pursuit. Right before the pursuit gets to you, shut it down. Does not have highway working at the company, and we do have a Bearcat. Do you want them to start it? They're 75.6 now, 75 over. I mean, whether they started or not, they're up or down. I mean, over 60, about 65 miles an hour. And there's no difference.
After more than 50 miles of pursuit, as the semi-truck neared the US 12 exit on eastbound 194, it caught fire and veered into a ditch. The woman inside managed to escape safely. Meanwhile, the suspect exited the vehicle and attempted to flee on foot, but was quickly surrounded and apprehended by multiple officers. Michael Jones was later charged with multiple offenses, including false imprisonment, resisting an officer, criminal damage to property, reckless endangerment, and several other counts. If convicted, he faces over 33 years in prison and fines totaling up to $90,000. Jones was subsequently transported to the Juneau County Jail for detention.
Guys, come on, take it. Let's fuck it. Come on, yeah. Come on. Let's go this way. Come on, guys. Come on.
April 27th, 2023. A black Harley-Davidson with no license plate sparked a wild pursuit on I-95. While patrolling the highway, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper spotted the motorcycle weaving through traffic, trying to evade law enforcement. With lights and sirens blaring, officers moved in, but the rider had no intention of stopping. What followed was a high-stakes chase with lives hanging in the balance. It's been reported that this motorcycle had evaded police on multiple occasions over the past few months, and this marks the 5th time the rider has fled from law enforcement. But what lies ahead for him now? Will he escape once again, or has his luck finally run out? The pursuit unfolded on a busy highway at speeds exceeding 80 miles per hour. The driver weaved recklessly between civilian vehicles, creating a dangerous situation for everyone on the road. In response, 4 patrol units coordinated a high-risk box-in maneuver, surrounding the vehicle to cut off any chance of escape. In the end, thanks to the coordinated effort of 4 patrol units, the motorcycle was safely brought to a stop. The rider was taken into custody immediately. During a search, officers discovered marijuana in his pocket along with several other illegal substances. He was transported to the county jail and is now facing multiple charges, including possession of controlled substances, fleeing law enforcement, and reckless driving.
They're getting off at the fleet exit.
June 16, 2022. Dispatchers at the Chagrin Valley Dispatch Center received a 911 call reporting a bank robbery in Brecksville. The caller not only witnessed the robbery, but also spotted a black Toyota Camry tied to the incident. Without hesitation, the caller began following the suspect vehicle, relaying live updates on its location to police, setting the stage for a tense pursuit.
911, where's your emergency?
Dollar Bank on Chippewa. I think those, this is Officer Protect Broadview. I think those guys are hitting the Dollar Bank right now. Yep.
Okay, you think there's a bank robbery occurring at 7500 Chippewa? Okay, got it. Okay, black Toyota Camry. Okay.
I'm pulling on to We're pulling on the Chippewa, going towards Brecksville Road.
Pulling onto Chippewa, going onto Brecksville Road. Okay. No plates. 2 black males. Okay, 2 black males. Okay, got it.
Ryan, 82 heading towards 77.
82 heading towards 77. Towards 77. I'm saying it out loud. You just keep telling me, okay? Did you see any weapons? Any weapons? Okay, you said it's sunglasses. It's the same guys you said? Same guys with the Dollar General bag? 77 North. Okay, 77 North. You just keep telling me everything you need to know.
I'm trying to catch up.
It's a black Toyota Camry.
Black Toyota Camry, no plates.
No plates. 77 North. I'm just shouting it out loud. You just let me know what you got.
130-67.
I got him.
Officers set up a roadblock and joined the pursuit on westbound Highway 40. According to reports, there were 2 suspects inside the vehicle, and it was believed that weapons might be present. The suspects accelerated to speeds over 100 miles per hour, weaving dangerously through traffic and putting other drivers at serious risk.
North on transportation, speed 40. Right on them. Let me know if you want me to do anything else. Speed 80, traffic spikes it up. Height head spikes a bit of time. They're getting off at the fleet exit. Speed 50. They're going to be going northbound on 50th. Northbound East 50th.
The suspect exited at the Lorraine off-ramp, where the vehicle collided with cars stopped at a red light. One of the suspects immediately jumped out and fled on foot. Officers attempted a PT maneuver to stop the vehicle, but it was unsuccessful, and the driver continued fleeing, heightening the risk of a potential disaster. Just seconds after the PIT maneuver, the suspect's vehicle ran a red light and collided with another civilian car, bringing the high-speed chase to an end. Both suspects fled on foot, but were quickly apprehended in a nearby grassy area. They were later transported to the county jail, where they now face multiple charges.
Exiting Lorraine. Exiting onto Lorraine. They just hit a vehicle to bail. One male bailed. One male bailed. He hit my car. Southern Garfield, yeah, he's got to pursue on his own. My vehicle is dysfunctional at this point. They struck a vehicle, West 85th and Lorraine. I'm out on foot.